I'm Jamal Ma, a former part of Jam and Spoon, Dance to Trance, Storm, what else? Tokyo, Ghetto Pussy.
Wow, cool.
Seriously, and now I have a residency in Berlin, where we are now actually at the infamous Kit Kat Club, which I would consider as the best club in the world. You haven't seen any club in the world until you have seen Kit Kat Club. It's amazing. All the people who made it into the club had the best time in their life. The club life.
And it's a little bit more sexual openness there, right?
Of course. I mean, you can do anything that you wanted to do in other clubs, but it's not allowed, but there you can.
Okay.
So everybody's dreaming about, I really would like to do what I really want. And there you can do it, nobody would care. And it's just like but it's not like that everybody is like, going crazy there, it's you can, if you want. If you don't want, you just go there, have a few drinks, enjoying the music all night, or maybe even, all weekend, or almost all week in Berlin mostly. It is. And so I think you can start there like Wednesdays, and you can stop on Monday evening.
Yeah. And do you play long sets there, or?
Yeah, that's the good side of it. When I have the early shift, I start at 10:30 and have a pause from 1:30 to 4 o'clock. Then I take over again until 6 o'clock in the morning. Or the other shift, which goes up to 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's like, that's good, 4.5 hours.
Yeah, that's quite a shift.
Yeah, and you have deep influence on how the evening will go. I mean, it's mostly your music, or you're using the introduction and the end part of it.
Yeah.
So I see that you can even musically arrange the whole evening. I mean, the whole night.
Yeah, I mean, especially when the club is completely empty. When you start at 10:30, they really open at 10:30 for the public. Because there's so much request, there's like a queue, I don't know how long.
I know.
And so they have to open the club quite early, and I start at 10:30 with like a completely empty dance floor,
Mm-hmm.
I play on the main floor, and like several hundred people can easily go and dance there. So there's no one, and you have to really pick up, and then people come in, and somehow you have to catch them with your music. And I think that's a very, very interesting part of DJing, to play the right track at the right time, to make them dance and start the night. And I think that's, for me, this is quite like a very interesting challenge to do that.
Do you get goosebumps when you play?
Sure, of course, all the time. Yes. I really do. And this is one of the. There's many parts about DJing that is fascinating, but this is one of the most interesting parts. If you have can really marry two tracks, and make one track out of it. If you layer them, and it's you somehow wie sagt man nochmal auf Deutsch, erhöhen, to elevate. To elevate the two tracks because you're mixing them in the right manner. Then I think this is the creative side of our DJing, and of course hitting the right moment, to play the right track at the right moment, and yeah. And then I get goosebumps.
And do you target a certain style of music, or of electronic dance music, or is it a broad area?
Honestly, I like for my personal taste, I like to play pure raw techno. This is my favorite. But of course, in a club like Kit Club, you have to ignite the party at one point, you know. Then you have to also, you know, see what the public wants. I mean, this is the most common job of a DJ, I think, to really read the crowd and see what they need. And of course, then I sometimes play some tracks that I would not say they are too bright, but I know that the people would love them. So I also try to, you know, give them the food that they want. And but I'm musically I'm quite open-minded. I can also leap something like into trance a little bit, or especially at the beginning I play more groovy,
And
more funky.
You mean the old style trance from the 90s or more the 2000s?
When I talk about trance, it's mostly like at the edge of techno and trance, the darker side of trance. And of course, I sometimes play classics in between. Some people really love to hear classics also, and this is what people would maybe expect also from myself, to play my stuff. And
I was going to say they.
Are you even
expected-
fine playing your own stuff? Yeah.
so it's sure. It's maybe like 3 or 4% of the whole set is my own stuff. I usually play like contemporary tracks.
Good.